Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got an order to unbox. Got freshwater, saltwater, got some inverts, got some cool stuff. First thing out of the box is gonna be a big fish who's starting to lose water. Another great big flower horn. We've been selling a lot of these guys. So cool. You too could have yourself a monster big humped fish called a flower horn. All right, I'm gonna hand that guy off so that he doesn't run out of water. Got a whole box full of water here. Luckily, they put them in lots of water this time. I got some puffers in this week. Got figure 8 puffers. Those, I was done reading. They said they're not a brackish puffer. Let's see, do some more reading. Itty bitty green spotted puffers. Those definitely are a brackish puffer. We set them up brackish and do much better with them than trying to convert them to freshwater. A whole bunch of snails. I always like it when they ship them in paper rather than in water like that, but we'll see how well they did. And last thing in this box is some dragon gobies. Dragon gobies look like they're big and mean. They do get a couple feet. It's like one of them didn't make the trip, but they are actually a really mellow fellow. Just eat the tourists that comes down their tubes. They live in estuaries. Let's go ahead and take a pause there. All right, let's see what else we got here. Boxes of fish, I'm gonna guess, more than likely. First thing out is not fish though, these are crabs. These are Cichlids panther crabs. Trying to skitter away there. Panther crabs are a true freshwater crab. Eel, nice one. That's a that's a saltwater moray. The snowflake moray, so the little guy. Restock on that actually. We had one last week, we sold out. Another brackish puffer. This is an avocado puffer. Looks like his tail's a little beat up. They do best in the one in a tank. Apparently, we need to remind our wholesaler that. Royal Grama, no? Is that a Royal? No, it's not. It's a bicolor pseudochromis. Thought I was getting a Royal Grama. Apparently, I'm getting a bicolor pseudochromis. I have to call them out on that too, because that's a different price fish. Here are some Beryllius. This giant Beryllius. Man, I don't know which kind those are. That's a definitely not an Ardens. Very neat looking Beryllius fish. Beryllius are one of my favorite nerddoms. Let's see who these guys. Oh, peacock bass. Don't get these in very often. Giant fish in the making. Those guys can be 2 feet plus, just monster fish. So make sure you have a spot for them if you decide to do peacock bass. One of the few cichlids that actually does well in the shoal. Here is a copper band butterfly. If you can get those guys eating, they are a fantastic add to your reef tank. Getting them eating is not a guarantee. Wow, that's a really big scopa. Nice blotches on them too. Scopa tang, another saltwater fish mixed in freshwater and saltwater on this order. Apparently they didn't separate them by box. Here is a gold head sifter goby. Been getting a lot of requests for sifter gobies, so there's one like that. And who we got here? Some geophagus. These are wild geophagus geopari. They're St. Neporica geopari anymore. I got the pointy nose as opposed to the round head on the geophagus group, but we all, at least when I was a kid, the only geophagus available was the geopari. All these other ones that we are so used to now, the Svenis and Topayos and all those guys who discovered or entered the hobby later, but our regular old or standby geophagus isn't even a geophagus anymore. We'll still call it a geo. It's always going to be a geo in my head. Next up is some koi. Got some agons, so it looks like some of them didn't make the trip. But those are platinum agon koi. And then we got some Thai Arandas, nice big guys. We got a nice batch of red and white, red and black Thai Arandas. And some Amano shrimp. Nice batch of little Amanos. And more shrimp. That would be red crystal shrimp. Nice little batch of those as well. So that box went quick and easy. Let's get those rebacked. Other than those agons didn't fare all that well, which is too bad. Those are a little premium koi that we brought in. The next up is, oh, those are big. Those are simless. It said small on the invoice, but they're not. Those are not simless, multifasciatus. Neolampologus multifasciatus. I might as well put these guys right there. That's where they go. Nice little shell-dwelling cichlid from Africa. Roseline shark, restock on those guys. One of my absolute favorite schooling fish. You guys all know I have lots of favorites, but that does not say anything less about them. Panda cories, gotta love cories in general. Those are some nice pandas. Got in some batis this week. Did not get any scarlet batis; they were not available. But we did get black tiger Dario, or the black tiger batis. Did get one little betta. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous, beautiful. Who's this? Oh, it's a biker. That's a Polypterus batira corferi, or the gold dust biker. And I didn't have a name. I didn't have that one in our system, so I either haven't had one of the gold dusts, or I haven't had one in a long time. I don't think actually of all the species. Of course, sometimes it's hard to tell which is variety and which is species on those guys. Restock on these guys, Queen Darios or Queen Danios, variant of the giant Daniel. Gorgeous fish. I had somebody come in and clean me out right after we got that last batch, and we had the opportunity to get them again, so we did, because that is not a commonly offered or available Daniel, but very, very worthwhile. Now we do this box. Looks like I'm going to do back and forth between different vendors just to confuse me, see if I can keep track of all the invoices in my head. Different types of boxes, different types of stuff we buy from different people. Feeder guppies, gotta have them. We were just about out, so glad to have those come back into stock. Those have jumped up in price a little bit recently, but looks like the quality's gone up a little bit, so I like that. Got some guppies on this order, a variety of male guppies. Those were some of the, let's see, Dumbo guppies, and we got, I don't know what they were calling those. Were those the leopard spotted ones, maybe? And here's some black-tailed ones, which I don't remember ordering black-tailed ones, but they look nice. And you're not guppies. What are you guys? Oh, red-top topayos, those earth eaters we were talking about earlier, the newfangled favorites, supplanted our good old Jurapari. Oh, here we are. There's some more guppies. These are the white guppies, all white guppies, nice. And then some snails. Those are zebra neorites. Smells just fine in there. We like that. Snails that make it here alive are much more interesting than ones that don't. I think we're about halfway through this order. Let's go ripping and roaring and see what else we can find. Another little box with lots of fish in it. Let's see what we got here. I might have a mess with my lids. All right. This is a tetra I've never had before. I've always looked at these and thought, can I pay the price? And we got them on special. These are the lapis tetra, one of the group of Brazilian tetras, larger tetras that have come into the market recently. Alrighty. I got bumblebee gobies again. Somebody bought me out before we even unboxed last week, so got a whole nother batch of bumblebees and micro bumblebees. Here's another monster. This is an arowana. Silver arowana for you guys. Very cool. And some pea puffers. Got a lot of puffers on this order, like I said. And a lot of things were available that haven't been. Very happy to be able to offer those. There's some reticulated hill stream loaches. Got a couple different types of hill stream loaches on this order. And some really cool ones been available. Good time of year to find stuff like that. Black ghost knife, restock on that guy. Remember, monster up to 14 inches. Another puffer. This is the brown Congo puffer, or red or brown, or come in a few different colors. So it's Tetraodon murinus, which is the other Congo puffer, or not the leopard, the Congo puffer. Not the leopard Congo puffer, just the Congo puffer. Cherry barbs, a nice red little barb. More dimorphic, the males are red, the females not so much. Who is this? That's another batis. These are the flame red batis. Nice size on those, a little bigger than we normally get those in. Again, no scarlets, but we got flame reds and the tigers, or black tigers. Here's some female powder blue dwarf grammies. Somebody asked me for female royal blues. We're not available, but we did get that. Another puffer. Oh my gosh, that's a monster. This is a dragon puffer, or a humpback puffer, we'll call them. Very, very cool fish. And those guys can actually be done in a group, but can't get 6 inches, as you can see from that guy right there, who is a monster. Right, just a couple boxes left here. Let's see what else we got when we play What's in the Box. All right, who is in the box today? We have Congo tetras. I ordered 3-inch male Congos, and then they sent the other large male Congos, which are barely large at all. At least the price was reasonable on some truly male Congos. Beautiful fish. Get up to 3 inches. Next is, oh, this is a cool hillstream loach I've never had. Looks like they sent me 3 of them. I only did get 4? Looks like we did get 4 of them. Okay. These are the Chine hillstream loach, or the Chinese hillstream loach. Interesting guy. We've never had that guy before. Next out of the box is some gold barbs. Restock on those guys. Great schooling barb. They get up to about 3 inches, so good sized fish. Make sure you have enough room for them. Coolie loaches. This is the smaller version, the zipper coolie. They're a dwarf loach. And next is another hillstream. These are Borneo sucker loaches. Borneo hillstream loaches, if you will. Either way, sometimes you get some variation on what kind of fish is actually in that group, but they look pretty uniform today. Next up is another Battis, but this is not one of the miniature ones. These are the Battis ruber, and they're calling them common name of Burmese red neon Battis. I've seen them under blue Battis, I think, before as well. Next out of the box is some more bumblebee gobies. These are the micro bumblebee gobies, Nanas, if you're watching the scientific names. Next out is red-tailed sharks. Remember, these guys get pretty good sized and ornery. Do not buy them in groups, buy them in singles, and expect them to get too ornery for your community tank. Very cool Apisto. These are the Trifasciata, or 3-striped Apisto. Haven't had these in a little while. Very beautiful. In fact, one of these guys is really colored out bright blue. Gorgeous fish. Next up is more coolie loaches, the regular banded coolie loaches, Pangiosimia cinctu, if you're following the scientific names on those. All right, lots and lots of different coolie loaches in the world, which we get regularly, 3 or 4 different types, and occasionally 6 or 8 different types. Just 2 boxes left to go. One of them should have blackworms in it. We'll see what we got. Next box is fish. Imagine. That's some snails, be the margarita snails, the encrusted versions, I believe. Got trochuses too, so I could be wrong. Here's some green chromies, nice little batch of those guys. Another sifter goby, that's the yellow spotted, or orange spotted, excuse me, sifter goby, similar to your diamond head. That guy looks like mush. That's an anemone, a bubble tip anemone. It's upside down, that's why it looks like mush. All right, cool. Next is a nice big filefish. That's the Aptasia eating filefish. I like to have one of those around to keep back unwanted Aptasia. Very bright purple fish. That's a purple queen anthias. Very pretty. And there's a Singapore angel. Nice little batch of saltwater coming out of the box. Who else is in here? Oh, blue damsels. A little batch. I'll look black right now, but those are blue damsels. And more snails. Those are the margaritas there. The other ones must have been trochus snails. And who's in here? Oh, he didn't do well. That's a Klein's butterfly. And the last thing out of this box is an itty bitty sea hare. Perfect. I need one to eat up some algae in my reef tank. So other than the Klein's that didn't make it, that box is done. Let's see what's in here. Should have some tiggerpods and some blackworms. Let's see if I am correct in my guess. Based on what I ordered, yep, sure enough, blackworms. Got a limited supply of those guys again. Boy, is that a pound? Yeah, probably. And then a whole batch of tiggerpods. New for a batch of those guys. Try to keep those up to date. Alrighty, we're back, and we've got lots of fun stuff, including pond season is up and swinging early this year. We got some pond plants, nice batch of water hyacinths. Pretty much sold out of last week's batch, and go again this week with some great topwater pond plants. Hoping to get some bog plants and maybe even some lilies in here after a while. We're about due to do a big nursery order. There's water lettuce, looking big and beautiful. We get that in the aquarium sometimes, but it's only about a tenth the size when you do it in the aquarium. I think it's the temperature that keeps them smaller. Let's see what else we got here. Looks like some feeder guppies. Gotta have some feeder guppies, and most of them made it here alive, at least reasonably. And some snails. Let's see, there's mystery snails here. We got, I think we got jades and ivories this time. I don't remember for sure. Some rams. These are balloon-bodied blue rams. Somebody asked me if we could get those, and I haven't brought them in a long time. The balloon bodies kind of cute, so why not? We brought them in. Also got some frogs, nice big fat frogs. Loving us some fat frogs. They will get a couple inches. Very, very fun little aquarium denizen. And some itty bitty Oscars, sorted, they said. And there's a red, there's a tiger, there's some albino and albino tigers. So very cool. Baby monsters in the making. Remember, 14 inches on your Oscars. They are not a small fish. They will outgrow your tank. They will not grow to the size of your tank. They will be big. They will get there soon. All right, another box. Fish, looks like we got some shrimp here. That is ghost shrimp. Nice looking ghost shrimp. And restock on those. And some red cherry shrimp. Nice and red, and some buried ones in there too. Get the next generation going. More shrimp. We got red rillies. Really, we do. I have red rillies for you because you really want them, and we really tell a lot of bad really shrimp jokes because I really like them. This really is not rillies. They are really large Amano shrimp, and I can let the really thing go now. I really can. Go ahead and dare me. I really dare you to get me to quit saying really. All right, more fishes. We got, what are you guys? Some itty bitty Svenny earth eaters. Not terribly tiny on those. Nice variety of Geophagus. Got some discus on this order. Nice restock on that. Got some checkerboards that look fantastic. And tiger turquoise that looks fantastic. Been selling a lot of discus, and that makes that good for you because I get lots of variety to look at. What's that? That's a blue diamond discus, and this is another checkerboard. Full pattern on both those guys. Gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Next up is some cories. What kind of cories we got today? These are the laser orange. Don't seem too orange in the bag, but they're probably just a little blanched. A couple of little bags here, a couple black ghost knives. Remember, 14 inches on these guys too, though not nearly as big a fish as your Oscar. They will eat tiny fish if they get a chance. These are some dwarf cichlids, cichlids that don't get big, maybe 3 inches for the cockatoo cichlid. That is a super red cockatoo cichlid, or Apistogramma cockatoides if you like the scientific name better. Cockatoo cichlid's kind of fun to say too, though. All right, get these guys back in a box so we can get them back in a bag, or back in a tank shortly. One more box on this side, and then I got a box of pond fish too. We'll get into that in a second, but let's do this box first. Here we go. All right, who do we got? Some cichlids. What kind are they? Green severums. Oh, we haven't had green severums in a minute. Severums in general have been kind of hard to find. I don't know why. Not typically a rare fish, but here are some gold ones. The river curie tigers are another one we like to carry, but I haven't seen those in a little while either. Here's an eel. This is an orange spotted eel, I believe. Yep, sure enough, right there. Mastocumbulus liberarensis, if you like that. Not an eel, but kind of looks like it. These are rope fish. That's big ones. We got some tiny ones over there too, but those are the big ones. They do get twice that size, 2 feet. Big around a small broom handle. Red cherry tetra. Somebody just bought up some of my ones out of my display tank, so we got some more to replenish that. We will sell out a display tank. We will charge you extra. Next up is L52. We call them a flounder or a chameleon, or gosh, all kinds of different names for that guy. Tag must have come off the bag, or it's on the inside. Some of these guys didn't make the trip, but most of them did. These are dwarf Synodontis lucipennis, or the dwarf petricoli. Here's that other pleco, a doppel butterfly. That's what I was trying to think of. Is a common name for them as well. They've got a lot of common names. That's it for those fish, but I got another box of pond fish over here. We'll leave those guys on the cart, and we'll see what's in the pond fish box. Got some koi. At least we should have some koi here. And some goldfish. Let's see. First is some butterfly koi. One of them doesn't look so hot, but most of them have nice big long fins. Gorgeous fish. And here are, call these Panda Mayans. They don't have the gold color, they got the platinum color. So that's a third batch of Mayans we've gotten in. This is the platinum ones. Next is some Shabunkins. Just love saying the word Shabunkin, because why not? That's fun to say. Shabunkins are a type of goldfish or comet. We say comet, but comet's a different variety of goldfish. Here are some more shrimp. Those are blue shrimp. So blue shrimp to go along with the red rillies, the red cherries, the amanos, and the ghost shrimp. And of course we got some feeder comets in. So restock on all of that stuff for y'alls. First thing is, oh nice, these are redhead cichlids. Got a couple different types of vieja this week. Viejas are big Central American cichlids. Again, about yay big. Not the most aggressive for as big as they are, though certainly much more aggressive than you're going to put in with your angelfish. There's another one. These are the Finistrata, or the pink cichlid. Vieja Finistrata, Rio Antigua. They get a really bright pink color on the face. Really, really neat fish. I haven't had those in a really long time. I think like 6 or 7 years. Next up we have some discus, white tiger turquoise discus this week, and I think a blue diamond as well. Next is another cichlid. Who are you? Oh, these are African cichlids, Turkana jewels. Hemiachromis exel is a Turkana jewel. They're a type of jewel cichlid that gets about that big, really bright red when they're in their breeding colors. Beautiful, beautiful fish. All cichlids so far today. This is a red devil angelfish, and angelfish are indeed a cichlid, another South American version. Here's another one of those discus. That's another white tiger turquoise. He didn't want to come out of the privacy screen. Apparently he's feeling shy. See another discus. There it is. That's the blue diamond. Nice group. We've been selling a lot of discus recently. Sold some since I put the order. I'll have to restock again next week too. Rainbow sharks, nice little batch of those guys. Good size on them too. Rainbow sharks can be a lot more aggressive than you might expect. Remember, a rainbow shark can get that big, and I've seen them fail out in semi-aggressive tanks. Rainbow cichlid, another cichlid, to stay with the theme. Rainbow cichlids are another Central American cichlid. They don't get as big, maybe like that size. Beautiful colors on them, thus the name rainbow. Nice batch of almost all cichlids, except for that one bag. All right. Let's see if we have something besides cichlids in this tank, in this box. More than likely. We did have a lot of cichlids on this order, though. Yeah, those are tetras, not cichlids. These are Romanos tetras, of course, on the Tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. Big cost. Got to subscribe to our channel to get the special. We're happy to give it otherwise. This is some platies. Got 3 different color platies this week. They called these ones the black coral platy. Nice black and orange color on them. Beautiful fish. Not a cichlid either, not a tetra, not a platy. These are threadfin rainbows. Threadfin rainbows are one of the dwarf rainbow species, or pygmy, if you will, little guys. Next up are some more platies. Another color on those. They call those black and white. Alrighty, let's see what else we got here. Got some black angelfish to go along with those other ones we had. These are beautiful blacks. Nice size on them too. Here are some black ruby barbs. So I've got another whole group of fish spoken for. And tiger barbs. Nice group of barbs in general. Tiger barbs and black ruby barbs perhaps are most popular type of barb. Here's a killifish. These are Nithobranchus guntheri. A pair of those guys. The male being the really bright one, the female being kind of silvery. Next up is some gouramis. We got some flame dwarf gouramis. Those are not always available, so happy to be able to offer some of those. And let's see, who do we got in here? Some cories. These are sturbe cories. Nice little fish. They're actually your warm water cory. One of the few cories that actually tolerate or even prefers a little bit warmer water. A lot of people will pair those with discus for that reason. Gorgeous little cory with a little bit of orange on their fin. All right. There's 2 more boxes to go. Let's see if we can get through it without Thunder. Da-da-dun-da-da-da. Let's see if we can get through this without more interruptions. Only 3 boxes left to go. All right, next up is fish. We have a betta, a few bettas. I think I skipped some on the other one. Got in some random bettas, some half moons and otherwise. These are tetras for the tetra special, neon tetras to be specific. Even some more of those, nice large neon tetras at a pretty darn good price. Is that more tetras? Neon tetras? Neon. Oh, they split it into 4 bags for me this time. Wow, about 100. Usually they split them into 2 bags, but they're nice and big. Give us extra room. These are the large pearl gouramis. I pause because they're not quite as big as we get them sometimes. They're not bad size. I'm wondering if they pulled them out of the small tank. Another betta for you. That's a half moon. Let's see. Blue rams. Gotta love those. Blue rams, actually, in my experience, are a little more sensitive than even discus, but if you do the work to keep them in good shape, they're beautiful fish. Blue-eyed, bushy-nosed plecos. We have not had those in a while. We had a local guy who was breeding them for us. These are the long-fin variety. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Some people would call them a lemon blue eye. Good little algae eater, cool fins, bright blue eyes, very cool. Harlequin raspora, not a tetra, but similar on how they act and behave. Another half moon betta for you. And let's see, what do we got? More neon tetras. Lots and lots of neon tetras. Got to have neon tetras. Sell a lot of those here. Another vieja. This is a black belt cichlid, similar to the other viejas, but it's got a nice dark bar right down the middle, thus the name black belt. Gotta love it. Sounds like it'd be really tough. Actually, in my experience, again, the viejas are big, but for as big as they are, they're not quite as ornery as you might expect. Don't go out and buy a 20-gallon tank and put 6 in there. That will not work. But in our appropriate size tank, they are a pretty darn impressive animal. All right, just 2 boxes to go here. What is in the box? Angels. Got a whole bunch of angels. These are marbles. Marbles, blacks, kois. I think they backward the kois, but we got the red devils, which are a type of koi. We got some Daniels in on this order too. These are the fire ring Daniels, or Daniel Kithiet. I have not had those in a little while, so happy to offer those. Sparkling gouramis, late add to this order. Didn't realize we were out. Somebody was looking for them. Had to get some on the order, so there they are. Sparkling gouramis are one of the smallest of the gouramis, perhaps the smallest. More bettas, because having more bettas is more betta. And here are some really nice big Congo tetras. Paid a little extra to get them this big, and they really are nice. Big males. See how they color up, but they look fantastic size-wise. There's a betta hanging on to the side, and then a bunch of horseface loaches in there. Those are the slender horseface loach. I haven't had that particular species. Had about 3 other types, but 4 other types. But that they call a slender horseface loach. They swim in the sand. Electric blue acara. I have a couple local guys that breed those for me, but they have not been around to bring me any local bred, so we had some imports. Happy to have some. I have some people waiting on them. Come and get them. We got them. They're hot. 1 more box. Let's do this. What's in the box? Episode 5. Here we go. More Daniels. I promised you more. These are the gold ring Daniels, or the Danio tinwini. Very cool little nanofish. About an inch and a quarter on those, so they're not tiny. Green neon tetras. I was looking at them thinking they looked like, got no blue in them right now. I was like, are those really green neons? Yeah, they're just really blanched out. Almost look like CBDs, they were so blanched out. Black ghost knife, love those guys. They do get big, they can be 14 inches. More bushy nose, got in some super reds. Again, been having a hard time getting the cool colors of bushy. We do still have honeycombs, the 519 honeycombs. I got a 159. I got another variety of bushy nose over there too, some of the rare ones. And sell a lot of them. Bumblebee gobies, restock on those. Got them again. Oftentimes hard to get, but these guys have been coming pretty regular and doing good for us. Oh wow, those are tiny. I did not expect that. These are tank bred Scratch Inipa tetra. It's in the same genus as the Emperor tetra, so I expect them to get about 2 inches. And the pictures you see online on these make them look pretty darn spectacular. They came in as barely fry, so I was kind of surprised by that. Then we got some lemon tetras, not tiny. but won't get as big as the other guys. And all those are on the Tetra Special of course. Buy 4 more, get 25% off if you buy 4 more. There we go. Save my own special. Here's some more platies, last of the 3 types we bought. Those are the reds. And another Danio species. This is the glow light Danio, or Danio chopre. And another Danio. This is a leopard Danio, or Danio franki. Lots and lots of different kinds of Danios in the world, of which we stock about a dozen. Last bag on this order are some cory cats, because he who dives with the most cories wins. Those are Trilineatus, or false Julie cories, and that's it for this week's order.